friends. I hope you're doing well. It's Frankyrose. Welcome to my think tank. So, there has been a little bit of an update as far as the Moscow students that were unalived. Seems like there was a sixth person that possibly lived there. So, let's take a look at this. It's saying that Moscow police have revealed for the first time that a sixth person may have also lived in the home where 4 University of Idaho students were brutally murdered in their beds. Detectives are aware of the sixth person listed on the lease at their residence, but do not believe that that individual was present during the incident, the department said in an update. So, yeah, this is the first I have heard about this, which makes me think that, again, maybe they know a little bit more than we do. The shocking revelation comes after authorities previously said only 5 people were living at the property. Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and 2 other roommates who did survive that attack. So there was also that night Ethan Chapin, who was staying over the night with his girlfriend, which was Xana. And they were all attacked in the early hours of November 13th. So 19 days into the investigation, this guy is still, or gal, is still at large, and the cops are still going through everything. So let's see, the highlights out of this one is victim's father reveals that she died in the same bed as her best friend. So that would be Kaylee and Maddie. Officials now walk back the targeted claim. They are saying that there's a possibility that it was just the house, not the kids. It also mentions the parents that spoke at the vigil. I think there was 3 families, and it was a very sad yet a great way to honor those kids. So some of the crime scene forensics have come back from the lab, so maybe there'll be some information there. And the prosecutor is saying that it could be a while before the killer is caught, which is a little bit scary. So there's also that neighbor that some of the sleuths have attacked. He actually went in and did a DNA test just to get the media or the social media off his behind. They're also saying that the skinned dog was not at all related to these deaths. And the rumors and conspiracy theories that have been ruled out. So let's see here. Police appear to be no closer to catching the killer, leaving students and residents of the notoriously safe town in total fear, and social media is going crazy with speculation. Officials are remaining tight-lipped about key parts of the investigation, including why they believe the murders were targeted. They have debunked several online rumors and ruled out potential ties to the killing. So they are making progress. They are just maybe not doing it as fast as some people would like. But you know what? It's only been, 2 weeks? It's not CSI Miami. This stuff takes time. So Kaylee's father said he plans for a service, but him and his family did not do anything at this point because they were worried about the perpetrator showing up. We wouldn't want to do some kind of celebration and exclude anyone, he says. So it would be easier if they just kind of take their time and wait for this to basically have some kind of outcome. The police have hired some private security to help protect the crime scene. And it's saying in here, Kaylee was beautifully authentic, social, and funny. And you could tell just from a lot of these different things that we've watched, they all seem to have a pretty good sense of humor, didn't they? So as far as the evidence, they're saying 113 pieces of evidence were collected, and 400 crime scene photographs were taken. And I think they also did some of that imaging throughout the house, where I think it's a 360 image, where you basically get everything on this. I'm not sure what they use, whatever this tool is or this device, but they do the three-dimensional scans so that basically the crime scene is always right in front of them. So nearly 100 investigators, officers, and troops, 4 detectives, 24 patrol officers, 5 supporting staff. Meanwhile, FBI has assigned 22 investigators to Moscow. Another 20 agents are located in West Virginia, Utah, Idaho, Treasure Valley. 20 other investigators and 15 Idaho state troopers are also assisting with the investigation. So it's going on 3 weeks. Still no suspect named and still no weapon found. But I am looking forward to seeing what they come out with when some of this DNA and some of these results start coming in. So it did take them quite some time, didn't it, to go through that house? So they did take, it sounds to me, caution and care. We know that 2 were located on the upper floor and 2 were on the the middle floor. So Steve Goncalves is the father of Kaylee, and he said the only solace that he can find is that his daughter died in the same bed as Maddie Mogan, right by her side, as they'd been best friends for the past decade. Moan and Goncalves, both 21-year-old students, had been inseparable. So he says the girls were absolutely beautiful. They'd been friends since 6th grade, and every day they did homework together. They came into our house together. They shared everything. They went to high school together. They even started looking at colleges at the same time, and they went there together. So, I mean, if there's a blessing in this mess, these 2 were together. In the end, yeah, they died together in the same room, in the same bed. Her dad said, "It's a shame and it hurts, but the beauty of the 2 always being together is something that it will comfort us. It'll let us know that they were there for each other. They were the best friends in the whole world." So there is a little bit of a timeline, and I want to see if I can find the best one to share with you. Okay, so let's see here. Saturday, November 12th, 8 p.m., Ethan and Xana were attending a party at the Sigma Chi fraternity house. 10 p.m., Kaylee and Madison hang out at a local sports bar, the Corner Club, in downtown Moscow for a few hours. 1 a.m., the 2 surviving roommates returned home, and police think that they did actually sleep through those attacks. 1:40 a.m., Madison and Kaylee are seen on a video ordering food from that grub truck. They waited about 10 minutes for their food. They're seen chit-chatting with each other and basically standing by the truck waiting for the food. So the truck manager, whose name is Joseph Woodall, said that the 2 did not seem to be in stress or in danger in any way. The pair uses a private party to get a ride home, and that driver has been cleared, but I'm not quite sure about the phrase private party. Approximately 1:45, it says that all 4 murdered students arrived back at the house, but we do know that that time has been changed for Maddie and Kaylee to 1:56. Approximately 2:30 to 3 a.m., Kaylee repeatedly calls her ex-boyfriend Oh, Jack? And these calls do go unanswered. Approximately 3 to 5 a.m., the four students that were believed to be sleeping were sadly stabbed in that house and died. The coroner later stated that some had defense wounds, but each was stabbed multiple times with no sign of SA. Just before noon, the two roommates that were on the bottom floor found one of the victims on the second floor unresponsive. So they basically ran out of the house, whatever they seen them, put them into some kind of shock. They ran out of the house screaming and crying, and they made a call to 911. The call came in about an unconscious individual on the surviving roommate's phone. According to officers, they find all four of the students, and it turned into a crime scene. So there was no forced entry, and they're not finding at this point a whole lot to help them know which direction to go to. So, like I said, hopefully these lab results will help. You know, this was a traumatic scene. For those girls to find their friends like that is just, oh. The house was known to be a party house, but they are saying that it would be anywhere from 10, 15 people. They weren't usually large, out of control. They were just gatherings. So 3 p.m., University of Idaho posts an alert on social media channels telling all the students to stay in place. And about 45 minutes later, it was rescinded. Later that afternoon, police did confirm the deaths. Monday, November 14th, police will release or did release the names of the four students. November 15th, students begin leaving early for Thanksgiving, and professors start canceling classes and postponing assignments. And even up today, which is December 2nd, the kids are still at home. Some of them are doing online classes, and some of them, the professor just said, don't worry about it, we're not going to carry on. So everybody kind of went back home because they were scared. And when they came back, they were still scared. November 16th, more information comes out about the weapon. They called it at first edged weapon, such as a knife. And it was called a sharp instrument for the longest time. I don't know why they did not come out with the knife and the brand right away. It doesn't seem to me like it's a point. We all knew what happened, so. In a joint news conference with FBI, local police walked back previous safety assurances, saying they're unable to determine if the public was at risk. We cannot say there's no threat to the community because we don't know who this is. So stay vigilant and report all unusual activities to the police and be aware of your surroundings. On November 17th, more information was released about the coroner, and she did release a little bit, to the point where it makes me wonder if the police were proud of her. But we did learn a little bit about where people were and how graphic that scene was. On November 18th, police debunk misinformation being shared online about the crimes during a news conference, and that is in the playlist. Detectives also searched 3 dumpsters, which they said later did not contain much evidence. So somewhere is clothing, this knife, shoes, whatever else this guy or people had. It's still out there to be found. Moscow Police Chief James Fry said authorities have received 650 tips and 90 interviews have been done. No one is custody, and that means no one is safe. That comes from Kaylee's sister, Olivia. Yes, we are all heartbroken. Yes, we're all grasping. But more strong than any of these feel is anger. We are angry. You should be angry. And they should be. They have taken the lives of four beautiful young people, and now they have an entire small city, large town under their thumb. Something has to be done. So there are still a lot of speculation and rumors going around. So hopefully, we can get some of this either debunked, or, they'll tell us that there is some basis to some of this. So it's unclear whether the killer or the killers knew any of the victims. Police said the county prosecutor's office have been releasing confusing and sometimes contradictory statements about whether the victims were targeted, and I think we can all agree with that. On Thursday, the police department issued this statement. We remain consistent in our belief that this was a targeted attack, but investigators have not concluded if the target was the residents or if it was the occupants. Some are trying to say because it was a party house that, maybe people, I don't know, had some kind of resentment about everybody in the house. I don't know what to think about that yet. So let's see if anyone's been cleared. Police say that neither the two surviving roommates nor anyone who was at the home during that 911 call are believed to be involved in this at all. Police also say some of the people seen out with both Kaylee and Maddie, including the person who drove them home, are also not involved. A sixth person is also listed, as we were talking about, on the rental lease for the house, but detectives do not believe that that person was home during the attack. So I mean, it's going to be me and everybody else, I'm sure, going to be curious about who the heck that individual is. Because even though he or she might not have been there, they might have known something that was happening around the area, around the house, that may have made somebody or them targets. I think this is an important person. So again, they're trying to say, just do your due diligence. We're not sure who this guy is. We think it's targeted, but at the same time, maybe not. So yeah, just not very comforting, right? So let's see here. There is speculation without factual backing, stoking communities' fears, and spreading false facts. The police statement wrote in a Facebook post, "We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress." Well, you know what? That is a really good link. Maybe I'll put it down in the description so you can take a look at it. There's a lot of information in there, and sometimes there's things that are said that leave you wanting to find out the answers to a few more things. So it's very frequent that police do hold back information on these cases just because releasing it could harm the investigation. Sometimes crucial evidence doesn't become publicly known until after an arrest is made and the case goes to trial. And we've seen this after case after case. This is how it works. So detectives are looking for tips, surveillance videos, and any other information that could provide context to these killings. They're asking people to call or email the police department with tips and upload any digital media to a special FBI website. So with that said, they need information from before those hours. We're not sure where Ethan and Xana were for, it's about 5 hours. So they really need to find footage, or somebody has to come forward. Somebody has to know where they were 5 hours before they ended up back at that house. So the phone number to call is 208-883-7180. And the tip line is at ci.moscow.id.us. And for digital media, it's fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho. So anybody in that area, if you can, go through your stuff the best you can. Ship them out everything you have, whether it looks like there's action on that camera or not, because I do believe it is going to be the digital footprint that helps solve this case. So that's my update for now, guys. I will be keeping on top of it, as I've said previously, and anything that comes out that I think is of importance, I'll make sure to get out to you right away. So once again, friends, thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.